Good morning, treasurers. This is your host Parthesh, co-founder of Fintech, and you are listening to Night Snippets. Here is all what you need to know before going into trade for 12th May 2021 in the international market. In US, last Friday's non-farm payroll added only 0.26 million jobs versus an expectation of over a million jobs. Economists and traders are reading this as working age Americans did not want to return to the labor force. In theory, that could force employers to entice would-be workers with higher wages and eat into corporate profits. Now, in order to maintain the profitability of the corporates will pass on the increased price pressure to consumers, which brings inflation. So the inflation genie is out again, but this time it's the supply side pressure. US CPI data will be published today in the US time. Meanwhile, US 10-year closed at 164 and 30-year closed at 235 percentage points on Tuesday. Did you know that US 10-year and 30-year yields have increased 5 and 10 basis points respectively in the last 5 trading sessions purely with the hope of inflation? Watch out, US CPI numbers. In the crude oil market, crude is trading at $68.80 per barrel. Short-term range for crude is 67 to 70. In the currency market, dollar index DXY is at 90.25. DXY's today's range seems to be 89.83 to 91.72. USD CNY or Chinese yuan is at 643. USD INR with a high of 73.53 closed at 73.47. As we had informed you yesterday that upper end seems contained at 73.50 and we indeed saw USD INR high of 73.53 and it closed below 73.45 at 73.47. USD INR's range today seems to be 73.25 to 73.65. Watch out, US CPI numbers and dollar index moves. In the domestic market, Indian bond market is trading in a very narrow range as traders are waiting for GSEP 1.0 second tranche details on May 20th to get clues on where the yields should move. More importantly, the traders are waiting for the security list for 20th May GSEP auction. 563 GS 2026 closed at 555 versus 554 the previous trading day. 585 GS 2030 closed at 6% versus 601 the previous trading day. CPI for the month of April will be published today after market hours in India. Knight Research expects the CPI numbers to be below 4.5% for the simple fact of base effect of last year. Just to remind everyone that last year in April-May 2020, CPI numbers were not published due to nationwide lockdowns. Hence, there is very little relevance of April-May 2021 CPI data for the market and market will not bother or cheer much. 11th May SDL auction analysis, Rajasthan 5-year cutoffs were at 613. In 10-year maturities, the cutoffs were Rajasthan at 677, Haryana at 679, West Bengal at 683, Maharashtra 11-year at 684, 12-year Maharashtra 12-year at 688 and Mizoram 12-year at 690. SDL auctions were smooth, no green shoe options exercised. SDL yield cutoffs were in line with the night expectations. We expect SDL GSEC spread, which is at 75 basis points, to continue for longer and will increase after a quarter once the COVID-19 second wave issues settle down. That's it for today. You were listening to Night Snippets with Parthesh, co-founder of Fintech. See you on Friday with the new episode of Night Snippets. Market will be closed tomorrow on account of Eid.